Greetings to Supervisor Madam Noru Hashima and panel Dr. Fasli. Now I'm going to present my final year project 1, Btmu 3072, and my research title is Challenges of Adoption VR Innovation in Education Among Students in Metaverse Universal College. Now I will be discussing the adoption of virtual reality or VR technology at MUC, focusing on the opportunities it presents as well as the challenges we need to address. First, let's define what VR is. VR refers to computer-generated 3D environments that users can interact with, as highlighted by Pradana and Elisa in 2023. Users immerse themselves in this experience by wearing specialized devices such as headsets, goggles, gloves, or bodysuits, which can create an illusion of being there. This immersive technology allows users to explore, learn, and interact beyond the constraints of physical reality. Now let's explore how VR works. VR technology creates an immersive environment through computer modeling and simulation, as detailed by Chen and colleagues in 2023. Users wear VR headsets that display stereoscopic screens, enabling them to perceive animated images of the simulated environment. Motion sensors track users' movements, adjusting the display in real time, while data gloves provide tactile feedback, allowing for interaction with virtual objects. This combination of visual and tactile feedback generates a sense of daily presence. Immersing users in the virtual place, VR has diverse applications including education, gaming, architecture, healthcare, training, offering enriched learning experience, historical reenactment, and scientific simulations. However, implementing VR technology in education at MUC presents several challenges. Firstly, there are significant cost and accessibility issues. The high costs associated with VR hardware, software, and infrastructure can impede equitable access for all students, as noted by Lokikyo in 2022. To address this, MUC needs to explore affordable solutions to ensure inclusivity for all students. Secondly, there is the challenge of teacher preparedness. Educators require specialized training to effectively integrate VR into their teaching methods. This highlights the importance of investing in teacher preparation and professional development programs. Thirdly, content development is crucial. Developing high-quality curriculum-aligned VR content necessitates collaboration with content creators and instructional designers. Ensuring this content is effective and educationally relevant is the key of successful VR integration. Lastly, we must consider privacy and ethical concerns. The use of VR involves data collection and students' interactions within virtual environments, raising privacy issues. Careful management of students' data and strict adherence to privacy regulations, as discussed by Alfredshaw and colleagues in 2022, are essential. In conclusion, while VR holds immense promise for transforming education, MUC must navigate these challenges to ensure successful adoption and meaningful integration into the learning process. By addressing this issue, MUC can harness the potential of VR to enhance students' engagement, comprehension, and retention. Let's move to the problem statement. First, let's address the cost and accessibility concerns. Procuring high-quality VR headsets, software licenses, and maintaining the necessary infrastructure can significantly strain our institution's budget. This could limit access for students from diverse socioeconomic backgrounds. To mitigate these challenges, we need to explore cost-effective solutions without compromising educational quality. One approach is to collaborate with industry partners to seek grants which can help alleviate financial constraints. Additionally, we must ensure equitable access for all students by proactively addressing accessibility issues so that every student can benefit from VR experiences. Next, we consider teacher preparedness. Effective integration of VR into classroom requires that educators receive specialized training. MUC should invest in professional development programs to equip teachers with the necessary skills and knowledge. This could include offering workshops, certifications, and ongoing support. By doing so, we empower our teachers to confidently use VR technology in their teaching practices. Moreover, fostering a community of practice where educators share best practices and learn from one another can enhance the efficiency of our VR integration efforts. Lastly, let's discuss content development and curriculum integration. To ensure meaningful educational experience, we must develop high-quality VR content that aligns with our curriculum. This requires collaboration with content creators, subject matter experts, and instructional designers. Encouraging interdisciplinary collaboration can lead to innovative content creation, enriching the educational landscape. Furthermore, integrating VR seamlessly into existing courses demands thoughtful planning and alignment with our learning objectives. In conclusion, by addressing these challenges through strategic planning and collaboration, MVUC can harness the transformative potential of VR technology to enhance teaching and learning experience for all students. And the next will be research objectives. To achieve the goals, this thesis on the challenges of adopting virtual reality (VR) innovation in education among students in Metaverse Universal College (MVUC) will attempt to address the following research objectives. And the first is to identify the technical challenges faced by students in adopting VR innovation in education at Metaverse Universal College. And the second one is to explore the physiological and social challenges that hinder the adoption of VR innovation in education among students at Metaverse Universal College. Then the research questions. To believe the goals, the thesis on the challenges of adopting virtual reality innovation in education among students in MVUC will attempt to answer the following research questions. And the first is, what are the common technical issues students encounter while using VR for educational purpose at MVUC? And the second one is, what physiological barriers do students face in adopting VR technology for their studies at MVUC? Now let's go for a literature review. First, let's acknowledge the immense potential of VR in education. VR has the ability to revolutionize how students learn and interact with educational content. It provides immersive, interactive experience that can make learning more engaging and effective. However, the effective adoption of VR in education is not without its challenges. These are the several key issues we need to address. The first is language barriers. Younger learners, in particular, may struggle with language skills, making it difficult for them to understand and engage with VR content effectively. And the second one is technical difficulties. Many students face issues with using VR technology. This can range from hardware malfunctions to software usability problems. And the third one is logistical constraints. Interacting with the VR environment can also pose logistical challenges, such as the availability of adequate space and resources to facilitate VR experience. For VR to be successful integrate into educational settings, we must first address individual difference, tailor VR experience to meet the diverse needs of students. And the second one is ensure rigorous evaluations, conduct thorough evaluations to measure the effectiveness and impact of VR in education. And the third one is overcome technical and logistical hurdles, develop solutions to address the technical logistical issues that currently hinder VR adoption. The objective of this paper is twofold: to explore the various factors that influence the adoption of VR technology in education among students, and to propose a comprehensive research framework aimed at addressing these challenges. By understanding and tackling these challenges, we can better leverage the potential of VR to enhance educational outcomes and create more engaging learning experience for students. Now we're going to the dependent variable. The first dependent variable is definition of virtual reality. At its core, VR is about creating a sense of presence which can be achieved through natural or mediate means. This concept of presence is closely tied to telepresence, which refers to the feeling and being in an environment different from our physical surroundings. Several dimensions contribute to telepresence, including vividness and interactivity. These dimensions help classify and study VR experiences, providing a framework for comparing VR with other media technologies. The term virtual reality was coined in 1989 by Jaron Lanier to describe three-dimensional realities implemented with stereo viewing goggles and reality gloves. Since then, the scope of VR has expanded to include augmented reality, mixed reality, and other immersive technologies. Key terms in VR include computer environment, user, interactive, and simulation. To unify the field, a consensus of terminology is necessary, as highlighted by Abbas and the others in 2023. This evolving definition of VR helps us understand its various dimensions and implications, setting the stage for our further exploration. And the second debated variable is type of VR. VR can be categorized into three primary types, and the first type is non-immersive VR. Users remain aware of their physical environment while engaging with a computer-generated setting. This type is common in everyday life, utilizing computers, consoles, and input devices like keyboards and controllers. And the second one is semi-immersive VR. This offers a partially virtual environment that combines virtual and physical elements, often used for educational or training purposes with high-resolution displays and simulators. And the third one is fully immersive VR, provides the most realistic simulation experience, requiring VR glasses or head-mounted displays to create a complete virtual environment. Next, let's discuss technology adoption. This refers to the acceptance and integration of new technologies by individuals and organizations, influenced by factors such as individual characteristics, resources, financial considerations, strategic decisions, and regulatory environments. Prominent models like the technology acceptance model, the unified theory of acceptance and use of technology, and the innovation diffusion theory help us understand this process. Key determinants include perceived usefulness, ease of use, social influence, and facilitating conditions. In educational settings, factors like individual attitudes, effort expectancy, and financial resources play crucial roles in technology adoption, as emphasized in Venkatesh and the other in 2003 and Garnier in 2023. Understanding these types and adoption processes help us identify the challenges, opportunities in integrating VR into education, guiding our strategies for effective implementation. And the next one is the independent variable. There are three challenges of VR innovation in education, and the first one is addressing individual differences and ensuring rigorous evaluations. When evaluating VR effectiveness, it's crucial to address individual differences in instructional mediums, methods, and content. Consistent and replicable VR experiences are essential to ensure validity. Using consistent words and graphics can help reduce the novelty effect, as found by Hans and the other in 2023. To further ensure validity, we must replicate studies across various settings, different schools, classrooms, or even countries to test for generalizability. Andianti and the other in 2020 emphasized the importance of this approach. Additionally, tailoring VR experiences to the needs and abilities of different learners is vital. For instance, Roger Sanchez and the other in 2023 found that using adaptive difficulty levels improve learning outcomes. Consistency across contexts is also crucial, as highlighted by Bilena Taranina and the other in 2022. Next, let's explore the technical challenges of integrating VR in education. Digital literacy is a significant hurdle. Students need to master VR tools and content creation skills to effectively use VR in their learning. Cortesys and the other in 2021 found that proficient digital literacy enhanced VR learning outcomes. Teacher proficiency is another critical factor. Many teachers lack the necessary skills to operate and apply VR technology effectively. Training is essential, as Roger Sanchez and the other in 2023 highlighted that trained teachers are more likely to integrate VR into their teaching practices. Finally, teachers face a technological threshold, a learning curve in controlling VR devices. Familiarity with technology greatly aids in overcoming this barrier, as noted by Radiandy in the other in 2020. Lastly, let's address the logistical challenges of VR integration in education. The cost of VR equipment and software can be prohibitive. Managing and maintaining this technology requires significant resources and expertise, posing a major barrier for many institutions, as discussed by POF in 2020. Content development is another challenge. Acquiring relevant and age-appropriate content, especially for younger children, is difficult. The high cost of costume content development adds to this challenge, as noted by the School of Education in 2019. Language barriers also play a significant role. Many VR applications are in English, which can be problematic for younger learners who may not have the necessary language skills. This issue further complicates effective VR use, as highlighted by POF in 2020. The research framework shows the independent variable and dependent variable that will be examined during this research. The independent variable is the challenges of VR innovation in education among students that affects adoption VR technology in education in MUC, which are addressing individual differences and ensuring rigorous evaluations, technical challenges, and logistical challenges, while dependent variable is adoption VR technology in education in MUC. There are three hypotheses, and the first hypothesis is addressing individual differences and ensuring rigorous evaluations positively or negatively influence the adoption of VR technology in education in MUC. Second hypothesis is technical challenges positively or negatively influence the adoption of VR technology in education in MUC, and the last hypothesis is logistical challenges positively or negatively influence the adoption of VR technology in education in MUC. Now I will be moved to the research methodologies. Our study employs a quantitative research approach. This approach was chosen because it allows for objective, precise measurements and analysis of the challenges students face. By utilizing structured surveys with close-ended questions, we can ensure standardized data collection, which reduces researcher bias and allows for precise measurements of the variables. As noted by Eslina and colleagues in 2022, quantitative methods facilitate the collection of numerical data, which can be statistically analyzed to provide reliable and varied results. We will use statistical techniques including descriptive statistics and structural equation modeling with SmartPLS to analyze the data. This robust analysis will help us identify patterns and test hypotheses related to VR adoption and challenges, ensuring our findings are both reliable and generalizable. To ensure our sample is representative of the MUC students population, we will use stratified random sampling. This method involves dividing the student population into distinct subgroups based on characteristics such as academic discipline and year of study. We will then randomly select respondents from each subgroup. As highlighted by Tahia in 2024, this approach enhances the generalizability of our findings to reduce sampling error. And the next one is research instruments. For the first research instruments is literature review tools. For the literature review, we will utilize a range of academic professional sources to establish a solid theoretical foundation. Key resources include the first one, academic journals. We will access these through databases like JSTOR and Google Scholar. These journals provide peer-reviewed articles that are essential for understanding the current state of research on VR in education. And the second one is online databases. Resources such as ERIC and IEEE Explore will be crucial for finding educational and technical literature that informs our study. And the third one is textbook and library resources. We will also make use of relevant textbooks and the extensive resources available at MEUC Library. These tools will help us identify existing research gaps, theoretical frameworks, and methodologies, thereby informing our studies design and ensuring that it is grounded in the most current and relevant literature. As noted by Stanoveska Slabeva in 2022, a comprehensive literature review is essential for establishing a robust theoretical foundation. And the second research instrument is statistical data analysis tools. For analyzing the collected data, we will employ Smart PLS. This software is specifically chosen for its capabilities in partial least squares, structural equation modeling, or PLS-SEM. Smart PLS allows us to evaluate both the measurement and structural models, making it ideal for our study because, and the first one is, it handles complex relationships between variables, and the second one is, it is suitable for small to medium-sized samples, which is often the case in educational research. Using Smart PLS will enable us to perform a rigorous statistical analysis of our data, ensuring that our findings are both reliable and valid, as highlighted by LRSC and colleges in 2022. PLS-SEM is particularly effective in exploring and confirming theoretical models in research studies. Next, continue with the time horizon. We chose a cross-sectional approach, meaning we will collect data at a single point in time. This method is efficient and allows us to manage our resources effectively while providing immediate insights into current state of VR adoption. According to Monteiro and colleges in 2022, cross-sectional studies are more time-efficient and resources effective compared to longitudinal studies. This approach is particularly suitable given the constraints of the academic calendar and students' availability. Our research will follow a structured one-year timeline divided in 4 main phases. During the first and second months, we will finalize our research design, obtain necessary ethical approvals, and develop our survey instruments. From the third to the 6th months, we will distribute the survey to a randomly selected sample of MEUC students. We will also send reminders to ensure a high response rate. In the 7th and to 10th months, we will focus on data cleaning and analysis using Smart PLS. We will perform both descriptive statistics and structural equation modeling to analyze the data. Finally, during the 11th and 12th months, we will interpret the result, discuss the findings, and write the final report. This phase will also include preparing presentations and publications. We have also developed contingency plans. If the initial response rates are low, we will conduct additional survey rounds and explore alternative data collection methods. Throughout the research, we will maintain high ethical standards by obtaining informed consent from participants and anonymizing data to protect confidentiality. The slide below are the references, and that's all from my presentation. Thank you very much.